Hello, I'm Freelander. Welcome to the Game Trove. Today we are taking a look at Illuvium, doing a game review. None of this is financial advice, and let's get started. Illuvium is an open world 3D platformer creature collector. It also is an Autobattler and a factory builder. It has all three games. Starting with accessibility, not great at a 6 at this point in time. Release stage is 8. It's in closed beta with release hopefully at the end of this year. Platforms 7. It is on PC. Parts of it will be on mobile. So pretty good. Monetization gate, not great at a 6. A lot of the things you need to do are you have to pay for NFTs to get started. Real big hiccup in the game that I think will limit its success to a certain degree. Multiplayer 6 right now, just 1v1. I'm not even sure if that's live quite yet. I think it's going live soon. But if they can expand their universe, that will go up in my book. Graphics, overall a 9. The player, enemies, and environment all at a 10. Maybe a 9.5 sometimes, but really good. UI, not as good at this point. There's things they could do to improve and make it shinier. Shiny realistic is the genre. Genre of the world is a distant planet. The player customization should be pretty cool. Story, kind of a ghost planet with you're figuring out what happened to all these alluvials and why they're in other rifts and stuff. So I think it will be pretty good, pretty cool. They're keeping it under wraps. So not sure what impact the player is going to have on the storyline. But should be pretty cool, excuse me. Map exploration at a 9. If they had some generative dungeon or something, which might be coming in the future, I would put that up at a 10, but it's really cool. You can explore a huge, vast open world. Both huge and vast, take note. And moving on to gameplay. Difficulty at a 9. Learning curve and casual playthrough are great. I don't think it takes rocket science. Top level, I'm not sure how competitive top level will be. I think it will be pretty good, but I'm not as knowledgeable as far as auto battlers go, how that's going to go. I know the overworld, some places are probably pretty hard to get, and it's kind of a race to get there before other players, so that should be pretty good. Core loops. I've heard that the overworld, I only have access to 0, but I've heard that the overworld is a little dry and it could use some improvement. All these things can go up if they keep expanding the world and stuff. Initial fun at an 8. None of these elements are like the best thing ever that I've seen. The Auto Battler looks really good, and Auto Battlers are really hot right now. I do think it will do really well. It's just that has to be your style of gameplay, and the other two are a little dry for what they are at this point in time. There's a game called Factorio that I would say would be like at a 10 for the factory building side of things. Uniqueness is a 10. Nobody else is doing this the way they are at this point. I think they're going to really kill it as far as uniqueness goes and grab their own IP slot in the world and be amazing in that way. Replayability at a 7 because it gets a bit grindy in a lot of ways. UI not that great right now. They haven't put as much energy into that as other things, so that's at a 7 all around at this point. Tokenomics. They're not the best right now. A lot of their supply is still yet to be vested. Buy sell tax is great. No buy sell tax. Use case is pretty good. It's really up there as far as crypto goes. As far as their actual using their token in the game, not as good, in my opinion. So that could use some improvement, some more tie-in with actually what's going on in the game. I do think if you spend money in the game, then it does help the token out, so that is good. Sorry. Collectibles, NFTs, the inflation effect shouldn't be bad for early seasons and even later seasons. Like as the seasons go on and on and on, it'll be like Pokemon. There won't be as much demand for the later seasons, but still some. And I think it'll be really cool, especially since they have utility in the game. So people will want them if they have a particular strategy and they fit that strategy. They also have other collectibles. They have a whole swath. So really good all around in the collectible area. So not that bad of inflation effects. Gameplay mining, really, really good. Not quite a 10, just a 9. Rewards should be in a 9. Again, those alluvials should be pretty coveted, especially the earlier you find them. But no, you can't really mine for the token, except for like fuel that you can sell on the market. So I guess that's their in-game token that you'll need to travel around. But that also leads into initial investment as far as gameplay mining goes. You'll pretty much have to spend money to make money in the game. Not necessarily a bad thing for like the more desirable things. I just think it'd be good to have some basic gameplay mining that even if it's inflationary for basic items, that it's still open to free players. Correct me if I'm wrong, whoever, if you know better than me in that regard. Difficulty 10, like really good, making the gameplay mining difficult and easy. Casual playthrough players could get some value out of it. Top level players can get the really good, really shiny stuff as opposed to the casual players. So that aspect is really good, and it takes time. I believe that a sustainable economy will take time to gameplay mine out. And learning curve is really good in that regard. Doesn't take a rocket scientist. Investment stage cycle. So overall free market, I would say, is an 8. Investment stage cycle, not the best, not the worst. I do think that the token will go way up, not financial advice. But you're not getting in super duper low prices, super duper low market cap. Not many people did in Illuvium unless you got in on the pre-sale. But it is at a low point. As far as the collectibles go, investment stage cycle is probably pretty high. Because the alluvials aren't even out yet, and the land, not the cheapest, but you get to gameplay mine off of it, so that's good. Potential income at an 8 all around, a little less in the short term at a 7, long term 8. Roadmap at an 8, just because we don't know what expansions they have to offer and that sort of thing, and whether they're going to fix some of these, in my opinion, some of these things that could help the game grow better. Overall game quality at an 8, longevity at an 8, maybe a 10 if they can make some pivots, including their expansion potential, which the dungeon crawler that they've teased about potentially as one of their next games. They want to make they could expand it into a metaverse, which would give it a whole lot more longevity. And I just fell head over heels when I heard Kieran talk about the possibility of a dungeon crawler. I would be in there all day with this sort of creature, sci-fi, beautiful world kind of, but down in the dungeon gritty aspect. I just would be would be over the moon. Okay, market saturation. I already went through that. There's nothing like it on the market, at least not this advanced. So that's really good. Marketing and network effects, they've done a really good job. Everybody knows about them, and they're working along. They have enough funding for the next 18 months, so they'll be able to get this out to market and make a big splash. Team, top notch, like the best team you could really ask for. Their brother, that's not on the team, but I'm sure they've had plenty of talks with them, was involved in making some of the top level DeFi projects and that sort of thing. So the Warwicks are just a really quality, high performance family, and I think 2 or 3 of the brothers are senior. One's the CEO and one's the lead designer. Just really, they're good at what they do. They have a huge team of top-level game devs working on the game as well, and enough to fund them. So I think over 200, in fact. Don't quote me on that, but that is a lot of, and not just low-level talent. Those are quality people. So this team can get it done, in my opinion. And that just leaves market viability, and I'm putting it at a 9. I do believe they will make it to market. I think they'd do even better if they made some of these changes, but they'll do just fine without these changes, in my opinion. And I'm sure, I'm sure that it'll be fun to play. So I've enjoyed it. Not it's been a little dry for me, but of course it's closed beta still, and that's the city builder that they haven't put as much time into as the other aspects. PvP might be in the works as well, and it's all around I think a quality project, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they have next. All right, that is all I have for you today. Enjoy your game trove, and I will catch you later. Freelander out.